everybody, and welcome back. This is episode 4 of Dead Man Switch. I am Aubrey, your GM. I use she, her pronouns. I will, in just one moment, toss it over to my players, tell you who they are, who they're playing, and we can get into our recap. But thank you for tuning in for this episode. Over on Girls Run These Worlds, we are playing some Starfinder tonight. Yeah. And just quick content warnings for people. This game does discuss grief and potential NPC or player death. It is a good time, but if you need to take a step back, feel free. We will still be here when you're done. But I will toss it to my players, tell you who they are, who they're playing, and then we'll get into things. And we'll start with you, Amanda.
Hi, I'm Amanda. My pronouns are she, her, and I am playing the contemplative mechanic Brian. Brian doesn't really have pronouns, they use they, them, but any pronouns will do because Brian is a giant brain.
Mm-hmm. And then next we have Anna.
Hey there, I'm Anna, aka Archival Dust Bunny most places on the internet, and I'm playing Layla, the Decimar Mystic. Both of us use she, her pronouns, and Decimars are giant butterflies, so I'm a giant psychic butterfly who has become terrifying in battle that I did not expect.
The murder fly. And then next we have Lydia.
Hi, I'm Lydia Loomis. You can find me at Lydia's Nerdverse. I use she, her pronouns, and I will be playing Switch, who is a companion android and envoy. And she also uses she, her pronouns.
Okay. And then we have Jen.
Hello, my lovely friends. I am Jen, pronouns she, they, or they, she. I'm still on the fence about that one. But I'll be playing your friendly local Asimar Solarian Ambariel, Mar for short, who apparently does a really fun boom.
Just really fun boom. And unfortunately, Iris was not feeling well, so they will not be joining us tonight. But they'll hopefully be back with us next week to see where things take us. And well, we answered the question of what happened last time. And last time was a lot of combat. You all found yourselves in the living room of the very, very fancy penthouse. And then you fought a bunch of masked goons. That's the word for them. They're just a bunch of goons. And you do have one of them with you unconscious over your shoulder like a sack of potatoes as you exited the building. And then after you exited the building, you saw all of these billboards all around this sort of, if you imagine this, there's like a giant almost square here with a bunch of other buildings with a bunch of other billboards. And all of those billboards were had something written on them that looked almost like bloody writing. It had been written in blood and it said, "I know your sins." And we'll get back to what is happening there in just a moment. But I think it's finally time to talk about what happened 5
The
years
incident.
ago.
With
Yeah.
a capital I.
Yeah.
It's all right.
And to set the scene for everybody, it is 5 years ago. Essentially,
This is fine, dog. Okay. Sorry.
You're good. It is 5 years ago, and you are all on New Vesta, an Aslan-controlled world. Your mission there was to get Matthias out safely. And it was all going very well at first, but then after you grabbed him, it pretty much just went all tits up. A guard was able to activate the alarms, and you were making a mad dash back to your ship, but there are a lot of guards between you and it. After you exit the facility, maybe have been wounded some, it's been a fight out. You are outside of the facility, but not to your ship yet. Oleander pulls you all into what looks to be like a storage building and shuts the door behind you and looks at all of you and just goes, I don't know how much time we have. Just patch yourselves up, catch your breath, and then we just need to run.
I think there's more blood outside my body than inside. Can I get a...
Yes, I can help you with that.
Thank
I
you.
will bend down next to them, and my wings flutter a little bit, and kind of an iridescent purple powder fills the air around us. And I will use my Mystic Cure. Your wounds start knitting up, and I think it doesn't cure you quite all the way. Um, and Layla looks a little frustrated and pushes the spell a little further. And your wounds heal up as you see kind of dark purple blood come through on her armor as the wounds open up on her.
Thanks, Butterfree.
Of course.
Wait. What happened to you?
Oh, my healing was not quite strong enough to get you back to tip-top shape, so I took the wounds on myself. I thought it would be better. I am in the back, so I can stand to be a little wounded. You need to be able to take more stab wounds before we are out of here.
Thanks, glad I'm good for something. Don't do that again. I can take it.
Noted.
I'm a little concerned.
Mm-hmm.
Whose plan was this? Oleander?
Oleander is sort of like by the door, and she's like keeping it cracked open just slightly. She has her gun at the ready, and sort of is like watching and making sure nobody has noticed that you are in here, and just being like, first part, before we got noticed, definitely my plan. The rest has been pretty improvisational.
Do you
So
think we
we're
should
all
probably
still
have a
alive.
better plan than just run?
I'm open to ideas.
Create a distraction?
Oh, I have some more grenades. Oh, I have a flare gun too. Haven't had a chance to
Grenades
use
work.
that.
If we can... Maybe... If we can get close to... If we can get close to some sort of volatile reactor or power core or something, we might be able to set something off. Or at least act like we're going to.
Would we have noticed anything like that on our way in? I know we were in a bit of a hurry.
Give me a perception check for that. And like as you're noticing, like you see Matthias, who you've gotten out of here in the corner, like sort of slung over his shoulder. He has this like canister that's got all these lights and stuff and these buttons, and he's pressing on it and like he's sort of typing some stuff out, muttering to himself.
Does he look calm or freaked out?
He's looking a little stressed right now.
Okay. I'm gonna go over to him and just be like, "It's gonna be fine. This is what you pay us to do. So just trust the
Yes.
process."
Yes.
What are we typing?
I'm just trying to make sure that the swarm itself stays contained. This containment vessel is still in beta, as we put it. Just don't want to make sure any of it gets out. I'm running simulations and making sure that everything stays okay with it.
Awesome. Gotcha. Well, just stick close by us. Okay. Try not to focus on your thing, but try not to get too far from the party. We got your back. Everything's gonna be fine.
Yes, everything will be fine.
Okay, how far are we from our escape route? Where is the ship?
Oleander looks out and is just like, looks like ship is about 30 yards that way.
Okay.
I got a 22 on that perception.
A 22. There is a building that you're relatively sure houses like the generators.
We could blow it up.
No, we shouldn't blow it up, but if they see one of us going for it. That's exactly what they think we're going to be doing.
We could go for it with some grenades.
Blow it up another way.
I mean, okay, Layla, you can fly. I can fly. Who else can fly?
Uh,
I don't think
I'm more
that's as
float.
common a thing as you think it is.
Most people from my home can fly just fine.
Yeah, that's most people from mine cannot. So I guess it depends on where you're from.
Um. Okay. Obviously we would all like to get the hell out of here. What is our first priority? If we cannot have anything else, what do we need to happen here?
We need to clear our escape route.
And I do keep forgetting that there is one more of you here at this moment.
Yeah.
There is standing near Matthias is a rather tall android that you all know as Quiet. They have this sort of long green hair that almost seems to like it's got wires interwoven in it, and they're sort of carrying their focus because they're a witch warper, and sort of sending out a bit of a prayer to the deity they worship, just for good luck. They worship Desna, after all.
Quiet, you're pretty quick.
I have my moments.
What if I gave you a grenade and you made it look like you were making for that building?
I could certainly do that. I could always send an illusory form of myself in a different direction, confuse them as well.
If I But you shouldn't be going off on your own. Someone should come with you. I should come with you.
I mean, if we're trying to clear an escape route, not splitting up at all seems like the best option because then we're gonna have to
Right.
clear 2 escape routes. If we could maybe do, I know Odessa can do illusions too. Maybe we could make it look like all of us are running a different way,
Can they
or at
create
least
illusions of that scale?
I know Quiet and Odessa can each make themselves, so maybe they could get at least some people away if it looks like 2 of us are running.
Yeah, it doesn't need to last long. It just needs long enough to.
For us to beat them to the ship. Okay. Can I take a quick look outside and just see kind of like the situation, like the concentration, the volume of our enemies out there and like where they're at?
Yeah. And as you move over to the door, like Oleander will sort of slide out of the way slightly, and like hold it open just enough that you can peek through. And you see the facility that you came from, and along it there are walls, sort of there is one way in, one way out kind of thing. There's an area, it's not necessarily a gate, but it's an area that they essentially have like those little things that go up and down, but essentially.
Okay.
So, you know, a checkpoint in and out. There are probably some people up on the walls, and it does seem to be like several squads of Aslan soldiers are like moving around looking for you. You definitely know you don't have a lot of time.
So these walls, how high are they?
They're probably about 30 feet high.
Okay, hear me out. I can get over the walls. Give me a couple of grenades. I will go for the generator building. Draw them away long enough for you land walkers to get out. Save a grenade for whoever's on the wall as I approach. Fly over the wall, meet you guys down there.
Should I come with to make sure that you can make it back?
I think that with you in the middle of all of us, I feel better about about risking your skin like that, but you are already hurt. And I can't. She kind of like looks a little like, almost a little disgusted with herself. I don't want to lose any of you.
I will put both of my right hands on your shoulder. Please be careful.
Always do.
These are my best grenades.
Give me 20 seconds and then go.
So the plan is to drop one of the grenades on the generators and then drop one on the walls. Is that the
So
plan?
the plan is to aim for the generators, drop one near the generators, just to be like, hey, I'm about to do this, and then swerve off once they're all away from the escape route.
Okay.
And then on a personal level, worst case, if I can't get out, I will probably just go hide in the generator plant anyway, because they're not going to be shooting in there.
One can hope.
One can hope.
But
yeah.
So you are Mar will be going out first.
Yes.
And like as Oleander's about to open up the door to let you all out, Oleander will place a hand on your shoulder as well, Mar, and just being like, "You can do it."
Hell yeah, I can.
And then they will sort of throw open the door and just be like, "Go, we're right behind you."
Yeet! Technically, y'all are a bit to the left, but yep.
So yeah, you start flying, and essentially you're gonna toss that grenade towards the generators.
Yeah, I'm basically going to like pull the pin, be holding it, and then be sprinting toward the generator, like sending the message like, I am blowing up your generators. Come get me, bitches.
Yep. Essentially instantly you're spotted, and then there is a hail of gunfire towards you. And give me a roll to throw that grenade.
What kind of roll will this be?
Will be a ranged attack roll.
Oh, that'll go well. Okay, so just Bab plus Dex. Okay, great. Awesome. With my Dex of 0. Oh, that's a 14.
Luckily, it's a grenade, so it's kind of very intuitive in the
you just throw it and it goes boom.
You pull the pin or press the button and chuck. Unfortunately, you are unable to get it close enough to the generator. It sort of falls a little bit to the left, and it's like 2, 3, it explodes. There apparently were some barrels of maybe fuel next to the generators. So those go up for sure. And Mar, give me a quick reflex to see how well you sort of take a quick left turn away from these generators.
Oh shit. That's a 19.
Yeah, no, you see it, you see the red barrels right as the grenade lands, you're like, that's not good. And you run. You take that sharp left turn and start heading towards the wall. Everyone else runs out and starts booking it towards the checkpoint. And I'm gonna need everybody to give me reflex saves as well.
I think as we're running, Brian can't help but notice, watching this explosion out of the corner of his eye. I don't know if I have eyes. I'm not sure what I look like.
Brain eye.
Brain eye, yeah. And I think out of the corner of my brain eye, I'm watching this explosion because it's some of my best work, even if it wasn't on purpose.
18 for reflex.
15 for me.
27.
27. So you are all kind of okay from it is grenade ignites fuel ignites generators which are full of fuel, and this is not just like fossil fuels fuel. This is like weird space magic fuel, which is probably like 3 or 4 times more combustible. And so this gigantic green flame is just burning, and you all are going to take some damage from it as this flame sort of burns you, and the explosions just sort of rack you a little bit. You can kind of just feel like the bass moving through you, and that sort of sonic wave from that. And you're just like, oh, it's gonna really feel bad later. And but the one thing you notice is you all turn around. You don't see Matthias. You don't see Quiet. And the flames are spreading rapidly.
Did they come out? Did they run out with us?
You're relatively sure they did. You were like, they were right behind us.
Who's got eyes on Matthias and Quiet? Anyone?
I don't see them.
Mhm. And even as you're running towards the checkpoint, you can feel the ground rattle with more explosions. You feel maybe the flames got to a munition storage, and it is almost deafening. Just these loud pops and bangs from these rounds and grenades going off. And Mar, what are you doing as this all starts to burn?
First off, I am fine. I'm going to look around for anything else that is explosive.
Mm.
Essentially, just being like, I'm going to hide by the explosives because they're not going to shoot at the explosives. Hopefully,
There does seem to be another like place where they keep munitions close to the wall.
okay. So I'm going to beeline for that and try and salvage this. And basically, I'm just going to hole up and see if I can pinpoint a way out. And I will thing for the safety of the high combustible things. I'm basically going to start charging up my photon attunement just in case I need to do a boom to get myself out of there.
Yep. And everyone else, are you just keeping on running, hoping that somebody has eyes on them, that hopefully that, you've worked with Quiet for a while, that they can take care of themselves, maybe that they're just separated and they'll rejoin you as soon as they can find a way through the flames?
I'm gonna turn to Oleander and be like, Captain, we don't have eyes. What do you want us to do? We don't have eyes on them.
And Oleander is looking around. They look panicked. Nothing. It's never gone this bad. It's usually it goes bad, but you're always able to save it and pull it through. Just pull it out of your ass at the last second,
Should we double
And
back?
and as you watch, as you're looking, the flames are spreading faster and faster.
Shit.
And anybody who wants to take a look to see if they can see where Quiet and Matthias are, give me a perception.
I don't know they're missing, so I give 0 shits.
I mean, I imagine you would all be saying this over like some comms, because it is a little too
13.
loud to like just yell at each other
Right.
now. 13?
Well, then.
Okay.
13.
33.
33?
29.
29?
No.
Yeah, Switch and Mar, you don't see anything. You just see flames everywhere. But Layla and Brian, you're just as you're moving, you're like looking behind you really quick, see if you can get anything. And sort of, it almost seems like it's in the middle of all of it, middle of the flames. You sort of see this magical bubble as Quiet is literally warping reality around them to try to keep the two of them safe. And it looks almost like they're trying to push forward. And their hands are shaking with this strain of holding this barrier up over all of these explosions and the heat of these flames. You can kind of watch as like some of like the android skin like burns and peels away, showing like the circuitry and biotechnical circuitry beneath.
We can see them. We've got to get them. We've got to go back. We've got to get them. Layla, you can see them, right?
I can. They are a ways away and in the middle of the fire, but I can see them.
Can you
You can hear
fly
the
there?
comms. Mar just being like, "Give me a second. I have one more idea."
And at this point, it's kind of like you're hesitating. And Oleander has weapons drawn and is trying to keep like just taking down Aslan soldiers to give you this second. But she is running out of ammo. And so
Fantastic. So I'm sitting here. I'm just kind of like looking around, trying to. I probably like do the perceived not super smart thing of like having my lights on. So like essentially trying to draw everyone into my location.
yeah.
And I'm sitting here like photon tuning, like it's almost kind of like there's light sucking in from nowhere. And then you all see a bright flash as Mar activates her supernova. Probably a little bit too close to the munitions pile. And you just see a bright flash of blinding white light. And I'll let Aubrey take over from here.
Yeah, there's this blinding flash of white light, which brings along heat and energy next to stored munitions. And that's kind of where all your memories get a little bit fuzzy. There is an explosion, more explosions everywhere. And everyone give me a fortitude save. The DC will be 30.
What?
Yep.
Oh, I can't make that.
If you nat 20, that means you can stay up.
That'll be a no from me. Got 22.
8.
Yeah, you're all blown clear, or just the force and pressure and energy just knocks you unconscious.
I'm at ground zero, so I'm basically dead.
Question,
Mhm.
out of character, just for scene setting. Does Brian bounce?
Yes. You just sail and then boing, 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 boing. And the next thing that many of you remember is waking up on the ship. Short, quiet, short Matthias, short Mar. For all you know, they're dead. Oleander managed to drag you all from the explosion back to the ship. They're in quite possibly worse shape than all of you, but they're piloting the ship to Absalom Station to let the person you know who gave you this contract, to let them know they weren't able to do it. You all failed. And I think now is a great time to jump back to the present.
Sorry, guys. The explosion was me.
I mean, Brian helped by giving you all the grenades.
Yes, they did.
Enabler.
But then I did the second part all by myself.
Yep. So, yes, you're back in this sort of square outside of the Cybertech building. You have Matthias with you, and this rando slung over your shoulder. The billboards everywhere say, "I know your sins." And then as you're essentially the way I think of it, it's just like it's a sort of a giant T intersection. And from left and right, you watch as you see a good number of these strange soldiers. Maybe 15 in total, sort of split between both ways. Uh, you can either stay and fight or run.
This sounds familiar.
Oh, where's Oleander when you need her?
I feel like running may be in our best interest in this case.
I think
Yeah,
you're right.
I second running.
Mhm,
Brian's already got like a grenade in their hand.
mhm,
Oh yeah, running will be good too.
mhm. Running.
To be fair, the last time we tried a mixture of fighting and running, it didn't go well.
So it's running.
Just
running.
Running. So, taking this, essentially, you're running straight forward through this intersection that you don't see people coming through. And pretty much almost directly after you cross this, you end up in the markets. And we're actually going into what is called the chase. So we're using some chase rules. I'm going to be rolling for them to see if they can keep up with you. And it is you succeed on things, you earn points. And if you get to a certain number of points, you escape. If you people fail, that will take points away, which means they will catch up. And so you find yourself in this very crowded market. And people are already telling bad things are happening. So people are starting to run, but it's still very crowded. You're pretty sure you have two options. There does seem to be a lot of scaffolding along one of the buildings. You can take that, go up and above, or you can just go through. Just for example, if you take the scaffolding and go up, it's probably going to be an acrobatics roll. If you go through, you're going to need to make some athletics checks.
I say up. We've got some flyers. I can
Yeah.
float,
Mhm.
sort of.
I agree.
How's
It seems that most of them are here on the ground.
how's my mobility with well, two questions. One, how's my mobility with the guy that I'm carrying?
You can move. Normally, if you did not have the guy over your shoulder and you were making acrobatics checks, I'd give you advantage. But since you've got the guy on your shoulder, that will cancel out your advantage. And
So
you'll just
straight
roll
roll,
a
okay.
flat. Yeah,
Okay.
straight roll.
My second question is, are we sure we want to give them a clear shot at us?
Yeah.
By going up. Because we'll be the only ones up there.
Yes, but if we are away from the edge of the roofs, then many of them on the ground cannot see us,
True.
and they would have to follow us.
Yeah, screw it, let's do it.
Up.
Potato sack
Up.
Jones, I love it.
Yep. So that is going to be an acrobatics check. And that
What about
will
those of us who
be
fly?
For a fly, I'll give you advantage.
Okay.
Essentially advantage on it. And it is going to be a this one will be pretty simple. It's going to just be a DC 15.
I rolled a
Yeah,
dirty
23. Nice.
30 20. Ooh.
Thanks to advantage of 29.
Yeah, I'm a strong, I'm not a fast.
Mhm.
Maybe we dump the body. I mean, totally living person that I have respect for, but maybe we dump him. Go faster.
I do still have that flare gun. What if I shoot it down towards the people shooting at us and blind them? it's not a grenade, but it is very blinding.
Let me.
Go for it.
I would like to try that.
Okay. Yeah.
It's not really an attack, so how do I do this?
I would say it's still technically going to be an attack, but
Okay, 'cause if I hurt them,
not
oh well.
it's not against theirs, but it's just see if you can get it in their general vicinity, and then they will be making fortitude saves to see if they get blinded. And then it's just going to be a ranged attack, DC 12 to get it in their vicinity. It's not hard.
I have an attack roll thing on my weapon for it.
Yeah,
Can I
go for
click
it.
that? Or okay.
It just means you got to hit a 12 or better to hit them. Well, hit where they are.
And I did.
Awesome. Yeah, you do that, and that is going to give them some problems. And they will I'll make some stuff for that. And unfortunately, Mar, it is you're gonna be lagging behind the group, or you dump the body.
I'll dump the body.
Yeah.
It'll be very sad, but I'll dump the body.
While
Did I
you're on the
remember to
ground or
tell
up the
everybody to
scaffolding?
close their eyes?
I imagine you were far enough away that this is not going to affect you as much. This is like you're like at least 15, 20 feet up this scaffolding. And then this will that, and this will also take away points from them slightly because like half of them succeeded, half of them failed, so it's pretty even 50-50 split. All right. So you all start to head like across these like scaffolding, which some of them leads onto some of the, like the roofs and stuff. So you're going to be moving through there, and a bunch of them are already going to just stay on the ground and start shooting at you. So that is another going to be another athletics check to see how well you dodge these attacks.
Athletics or acrobatics?
Athletics.
That's not good.
13.
I have a negative modifier on my
too.
athletics, so I rolled a 5 in the end of it. It's almost like
22.
having a tiny atrophied body is not good for being an athlete.
Yeah, I have a 7 total.
And Mara, what did you get again?
22.
22. So you're the only one that avoids getting shot. Everybody else is gonna take 8 piercing damage from these shots.
I am going to use my reaction to. I can use my reaction right now, right?
Yeah,
Sheer pain.
Say so.
Awesome. That's a will save on whoever shot me.
That is gonna be what do their stats look like?
DC 9. Let me check. DC 19.
Oh, that's not gonna succeed. They're not going to
Awesome.
succeed.
So you said it was 9 points of damage?
8.
8.
8. So I take 3 and they take 5.
Okay.
So I have 2 stamina points left.
Mhm.
That means I move into taking it out of my hit points, right?
Yes.
Cool. That's fine.
You can also spend a resolve point to, I believe, completely refill your stamina. Give me a sec. Leave resolve points. Yep. So yeah, you can spend them to activate class features and regain resources. Yeah.
I would like
And
to get
yeah.
my stamina back, yeah.
Yeah. You can spend 1 resolve to regain lost stamina up to your normal maximum.
Beautiful. I'm going to do that.
And
Do
it's
I
just
still take that? Do you still want me to take 6 out of my hit points and
you
then
can do that.
I feel like that makes the most sense.
Yeah, you do that, and you're running across the roofs, and it gets to a point where it appears somebody has put some chicken coops or like space chicken coops on one of their roofs. And you can either go through these coops, you can try and get back on the scaffolding, climb above, or you can also drop down into one of the alleys between the buildings.
Can I, as we're approaching, telekinetic shove these coops out of the way so we can just keep running straight?
Um, because they're actually like big buildings. They're not just like little small houses. They would be more than one bulk.
Oh, okay. More than 2 bulk, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Someone's been keeping chickens up here for a while.
Why?
And I should say acrobatics to go up, athletics to go through, stealth to drop down.
What are you doing to me?
I can always take the lead and try and shove through and clear a path for y'all.
That may slow us down. Going up or down may be the best option for us.
You see a grenade floating in front of Brian.
One way to cook a chicken.
Yeah. Honestly, if I try and hide or if I try and pull any fancy maneuvers, I'm just gonna slow y'all down. Which is Jen saying I have a +0 to both of those rolls.
Well, my athletics is +1, so I think that's part of
Mine's -1.
Mine's -2.
Oh no!
So you're the only athletic person on the
Jesus.
party.
You're still the only one who can do this.
So maybe we go up or down.
Yeah. If we're gonna go either way, I vote we go down because we have a better chance of just evading detection altogether.
I agree.
I'm okay with that.
Let's do it.
Yep.
I
So
put away my grenade.
you're gonna drop down into the alleys. All right. Give me a
Yes.
stealth roll. This will be DC 14.
Natural 20.
Switch is a natural at this.
Crit fail.
What I can do?
The dichotomy of dice.
12.
33.
Well, luckily, because this is kind of a group check, you do manage to save Brian.
He
The
starts
majority-
to bounce. We're going
Just grab the brain, hold the brain tight. As you all sort of roll, dodge, fall, roll into this alley. And you can definitely hear commotion behind you as you sort of, the buildings here are sort of, buildings existed here first, and then just they added more buildings in sort of a way that honestly barely makes sense. Whoever is the urban planner for here did a terrible job. But it works out in your favor for now because you can keep sort of always be trying to break line of sight. They're not incredibly far behind you, but you are starting to lose them just slightly.
Okay.
Can I use ghost sound and just start throwing the sounds of us running off down other streets to distract them?
Sure. For that's going to be let's see. It would be a bluff.
Okay. It's normally a will save to disbelieve.
Cool. Yeah, I can do that as
Or
well.
I can roll if the chase rules are different. It's DC 17.
DC 17. Okay.
I love it when GMs roll a handful of dice. It makes me so happy.
Yeah.
I'm terrified.
I have to assign multiple them to each dice because I don't have enough dice for all of them. But because I'm treating them as like mini, like 5 little mini groups of 3. So it does look at the majority of them. 2 of the groups break off and they start following these fake sounds, but 3 of the groups are still right behind you. And they're not incredibly close, but it's like you're just turning the corner and you hear them like like a row or so over, turning the corner as well. They're maybe like a couple of rows behind you.
Can I try as we move forward to take any surrounding like scaffolding, like trash boxes, anything like that, and just kind of like make the path behind us difficult to get through? Essentially, I want to create difficult terrain if I can.
Difficult
For
terrain?
them.
Yeah.
I don't know if an engineering role would be relevant here, but
Sure, let's go with an engineering roll.
oh, thank you, I love you. That is a 27.
27? Yeah, I will say it will make the terrain behind them difficult as you just sort of like boxes, trash cans, whatever.
I pull a whole ass dumpster over. Like there's
Yeah,
there's a
whole ass
dumpster.
There's someone who is like has their clothes on like a laundry line. You just tear that down too. Anything to make the terrain difficult. So you do that, and it's a couple more. Does anybody else have anything else they want to do to make things? Yes.
I have a custom rig for
Mhm.
my mechanic stuff. That gives me some kind of bonus, I think, on computers and engineering hacks. Are they using any sort of computational or augmentation type thing to keep a track of us?
They're probably using their little nano computers.
Yeah, I would like to try and remote hack that.
Mhm. And you actually have several of the nano computers, so you can use that to. And I'll give you a bonus for using that. I'll give you advantage to do that.
And I don't think I have a. Let's see, how does that work?
It would just roll twice, take the highest.
What am I rolling? 1 second. It's way over there.
That is going to be a computers roll.
Computers, yes, thank you. I have my ultra wide screens going, and they're not helpful when I'm trying to stay in front of my mic.
24. Do you want to roll it one more time? See if you
Gonna
get
roll
better.
it one more time.
Oh yeah, you do get better.
Woo!
And just from several blocks away, you kind of hear this sort of crackling, popping sound as you manage to blow out several of the nanocomputers. You hear a bit of screaming and cursing in Aslant. You've heard the words enough that you're relatively sure those are curses.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually mimic one of them because that's one of the words I'm learning today.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bubble.
Oh.
As Mar is kind of throwing stuff down, I would like to, as we're running, to look behind me and use psychokinetic shove, which I realize can do up to 5 bulk.
Oh, can do it.
To shove one of these heavier objects like right into one of their knees to kind of trip up this group if I can.
Yeah. Give me. Is that against their AC?
So since I'm moving items, the moving of the item just auto happens. So I guess it's up to you what it takes for me to like put it into their path just in time.
Just grab a razor scooter and swing it right at their ankle.
My magic is mystic if you want me to roll on that.
Sure, let's give a mystic roll. I was like,
awesome. This is my good stat. The natural 20 for a 35.
Nice.
Yeah. You're building this distance between you and them. Switch. What are you? Are you just running, or are you just trying to do?
How's our scientist holding up? How's Matthias?
Matthias is a little winded. Matthias also just seems to be in better shape than last time. Maybe it helps with whatever was done to him to keep him alive.
I kind of tail like a little bit behind him to make sure he stays with us.
Mm.
And there's like a moment where I'm gonna do like the, hey, we do this all the time, and I realize I've had that conversation with him before, and I just stay quiet and keep running.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea. But yeah, and also this time he's not carrying what was essentially a bioweapon before.
That helps.
This is Definitely.
I'm sorry if I seem distracted. My kitten is being an absolute menace today.
I see your kitten in the background on your camera being a menace.
Good kitty.
Bad kitty. Bad
Menace
kitty.
kitty. So you do that, and everybody give me a quick perception roll.
Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am.
I'm
22.
rolling well. It's a
Hmm?
30.
30,
6.
16.
16. So Switch and Layla, you both see it. It's kind of just in this mess of buildings. You see like a small like hollow sign above a door. It says the Indigo Eye, and you're relatively sure that they're far enough behind. If you can find somewhere to hunker down for a few minutes, they will probably pass you by. And this looks like a shop of some kind. Maybe you can hide out in there.
Well, since we are linked mentally still, I will relay that.
Mhm.
I think there's a shop up ahead. We may be able to hide there.
I'm gonna
Um,
go in first
Hmm.
since I have a little more like charm and like see if there's people in there and like try to act like we're not on the run.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
So
gonna back
you'll-
you up on that.
Yeah, you. So with Switch and Mar, you lead the charge into this shop.
Yeah.
As in, we enter casually, and we're just like, "Hey."
Mm-hmm.
Right before we enter, would I be able to throw one of my shrapnel grenades like as far away up the road as possible, so it kind of looks like maybe we went up farther?
Sure. Give me a give me just like a ranged attack roll. And this is like less of the higher you get, the further you're gonna throw it.
Okay. Where on the sheet is that? Where am I looking? Ranged
If you
attack,
just
ranged
like
attack.
if you just sort of take one of your grenades and hit attack with it.
Okay, just like a regular
Yeah.
doodad. Grenade.
I almost said something very cursed, and I'm going to not.
So that is, I don't know why it's
That's a 15.
15. So you can throw it a decent way up, and then as you duck into this shop, you sort of hear the boom, and then the sort of the almost tinkling glass sound as the shrapnel just embeds itself in the walls.
Oh, sounds like something terrible's going on out there. We should
Oh,
probably stay in
my.
here where it's safe.
And you are all, as you enter this shop, you smell tea, you smell incense, and it's sort of like got darker lighting. You can kind of see like the LEDs are set to some like softer colors.
Please tell me this is the space Jasmine Dragon with Space Iroh.
This looks more of like somewhere so maybe a bit of a tea parlor, a bit fortune teller. And as you enter, this drow looks up from sort of like behind a desk. They have a hollow pad in front of them that they were reading something on. And they just go, you seem to be in a hurry.
No. Well, it's been a busy day, shopping. Table for 6?
Well, it has been a relatively slow day, so you are more than free to sit wherever. And I can bring you some tea. My wife will be more than happy to do a reading for all of you if you'd like.
That would be lovely.
Absolutely.
It'd be wonderful.
You can
Find a table.
you can call me Karina. My wife Alina will be out in a bit. Any preference in regards to tea?
Jasmine, please.
Yeah, perfect. Jasmine all around. Sounds lovely.
Over comms as we enter, I'm going to quietly just kind of like or our weird mind link thing. Does somebody want to switch the open sign to closed?
I can do that. And I'll do it telepathically.
Yeah.
Telekinetically.
And there's not really, you didn't notice, like, this place doesn't have, like, windows that look out. It's literally a sign and a door. So you can just kind of, like, flip the lock on the door.
Yeah. So we hide here for a little bit. Does anyone know how far away we are from the ship? I got
That's
a little turned around. I'm not
a
great. with
great
directions.
question.
I imagine I probably have like a ship locator thing in my rig,
No, thank
so that
God.
I could tell how far away it is, like a GPS.
How far away is our carpet toilet?
Find my ship.
Find my eye ship.
It's Find My Eye ship.
Yep.
The ship just emits like a massive ping. not a tech ping, an actual ping.
Yeah. There's like a
Hang on, lighting the
Fireworks.
ship. Wait, like ping the ship? No, ping the ship.
So this drow brings you a tray that has tea and enough cups. It sets it on the table in front of you all. You also notice that there's maybe only room for like 2 tables here. They don't look like they get a lot of visitors. They're kind of like in this weird maze of buildings. It's kind of like one of those places like you either absolutely stumble across it or you know where it is.
Could I ask for either a situational or running sense motive check just to kind of get a vibe for whether or not they're onto us at any given point?
Sure. Yeah.
Yay. Let's see. Oh yes, the oh shit and fuck die. Perfect. Okay. It's 21 on sense motive.
You get the feeling that maybe Karina has dealt with more than their fair share of random people showing up and getting tea, and they just don't ask questions. You'll pay, you'll get a reading,
Give a generous
long
tip,
as long as you don't cause any problem in the shop, you're fine.
Okay, cool. And I do want to when oh my god, the wife. When the wife comes in, same deal.
Yeah. And Karina just be like, Alina will be out shortly. She likes to make a dramatic entrance, and she isn't ready for the day yet.
Ultimately, that is the best entrance to make.
Yes. I already love her.
If you need anything, feel free to.
What sort of thing is she going to be reading to us?
She reads tarot cards usually.
The what now?
I kind of want to like toss a deck of tarot cards up in the air and see which ones land in the brain wrinkles and read that way.
Yes.
That would be amazing.
So
Brian would hate it, which means Amanda loves it.
So is there anything you want to discuss before this reading happens? You've got a couple of minutes after the tea.
Our collective story, should we be caught? Like, and how we are going to convince them to hide us.
And then also where the ship is. And I think it's hilarious because since we're all talking telepathically, we're just sitting here in
complete silence.
intensely staring at each other. Just
really intently.
Drinking
And every
tea.
now and then, like we'll be looking at one of the other people, and then our gaze shifts, and we're just like talking to another one just silently.
I also feel like Matthias is not in the brain link, so he's probably just sitting there going, "What?"
Matthias is actually sitting in silence, and I have no idea what's going on.
Matthias is sitting in silence, being like, oh, God, what the fuck? What have these what have these imbeciles gotten me into again? I was happy to work with nanotechnology in my penthouse.
So first off, Brian, what does the path to our ship look like? And by our, I mean your.
If I can hook up my little custom rig to see what the kind of map overlay based on our most recent data, what that would look like towards our ship. It's not Google Earth. It's like
Give me a quick computer roll.
space Google Earth.
Space Google Galaxy? No, that's a phone.
Sorry, what am I rolling?
Computers.
Computers. Thank you. I got some funny things. And I didn't think of anything. 32.
32. Okay. Yeah, you're probably about a 20-minute walk, maybe 30 if you're taking it slow, away from the ship.
Now, I don't know what kind of things might have been thrown in the way or thrown in the streets or whatnot since this time. There might be a whole bunch of shrapnel somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah, ship is fine. Ship is there.
But I know how to get us there.
All right. About how long do we think it would take at, let's say, approximately 30 feet per 6 seconds?
If you're going,
It's
if
very
you're like
specific.
trying to push yourself and go your max speed the whole time, 20 minutes. Like just running as fast as you can. 30 minutes if you kind of work in some walking to, like, you know, so you don't arrive back to your ship exhausted.
Right. Okay.
I wonder if it
Really
would be
should
better
have
if one of us
closer.
goes and brings the ship back.
That's gonna have to be you. You're the.
I
this
will
thing for 5
say
years.
that the ship is far too big to fly in the actual city, and you're kind of in this mess of buildings.
We're gonna have to do this the fun way.
Yeah.
That said, now that they're either past us or away, I can go back to that alley where we found all those clothes, and we can try and get some disguise going.
I was thinking the same. A disguise would be quite the pleasant idea for this situation, and within this maze of buildings could work.
Like hell, we can even see if there's a clothing shop.
Yeah.
Is there a clothing shop nearby that we noticed?
Give me a perception check.
All right.
If you notice
Retroactive
anything.
perception check of 10.
You don't notice one. There's probably one in the market. You didn't notice it.
Cool.
And as you're in the middle of having this conversation, you kind of hear the sound of ringing bells. And sort of coming out from the back, you see this tiefling woman with gray skin and long dark hair. Her horns have like all of the fun gold rings on them, and she is wearing so much jewelry. And you know, as she walks by Karina, you watch as she sort of just gently like strokes their faces, you know, moves by, and
Oh,
she
God.
goes, I was told that I had a reading to do today.
Or
It's not
6.
often that I get one in. I'm guessing it is all of you.
Yeah, can you do us as a whole group, or do you need to like do
No,
individuals?
I can definitely do it as the whole group. We'll see what my hero cards have in store for you today. You know, she's wearing these long, just flowing robes of very, very nice silks. Switch, this woman has had some money spent on her.
I knew I
You
liked
can
her.
definitely tell. And out of her pocket, she pulls a physical Harrow deck. Remember the one you found earlier was all digital. It was a holo deck. This one is physical, and you sort of see these cards that are maybe from pre-blink, before Galarian disappeared. These are ancient, it seems. And gently, she lays out a full spread on the table. And a spread for Harrow is 3 rows of 3 cards. The top row is the past. The middle row is the present. And the front row is the future. And I actually found a generator to create a spread for me. So I've not created this spread, and this is what the cards are going to tell us. And slowly she flips the top left card over, and you see inscribed on it is the desert. It is a lion, sort of like a bit of a lion with like in a desert. It's an environment so bleak that none can survive without aid. For those who find that aid, the journey across the waste can lead to great things. The Sphinx on this card can refer to a mystic or doctor, bringing salvation in times of plague or illness. And then she flips over the middle card, and you sort of watch her head tilt just slightly. Like, that's interesting. And you see the demon lantern misaligned upside down. And it is a card of traps and tricks. And misaligned means an opportunity or a guide arriving at the perfect moment to show you the way. And then the final card in the past, she flips over and sees the owl. It's eternal wisdom of the natural order. It is the harsh realism that causes a pack of wolves to cull the weak in the herd. It's the tragic for the culled deer, but thorough such actions that the herd will grow stronger. The needle the owl holds binds life together, but just can easily pick life apart. And she just goes, I see that you've had to make many hard choices in your past. And she moves on to the middle row. She flips over the first card on the left. And this one says, the betrayal. Selfishness incarnate. Envy twists the spirits and leads ultimately to devastation. It can also indicate a person whose loveliness hides an evil heart. Flips over the middle card. The courtesan. Political intrigue. Her mask embodies the social niceties that must be followed. If it slips, negotiations can take an unexpected turn. This card can also indicate someone with the power to shape events. How they are treated dictates the outcome of the situation. And flips over the last card in the middle. The theater. True prophecy. The puppets act out a scene just as the prophet acts out a scene in which she has no part. The prophet is the audience and the prophecy is the show. She has no influence on what she sees, and its importance is often not recognized until too late. And then finally, for the future, the first card on the left is the Rakshasa, the card of dominance and control. This creature sitting serenely upon the back of a person indicates an exterior force imposing itself upon another being's mind. On occasion, but more often than not, is mental enslavement or of force or idea. And in the middle, the Queen Mother. Knowledge personified. The Formian knows all, but does not reveal anything to anyone who does not show her proper worship. She is fond of the powerless and the underclasses, for they serve her when the more powerful refuse. She represents the need to become part of a society or to bow before those who know more than you. And one final card. Flips it over. It is the Uprising. Represents being caught in the clutches of something more powerful than you. It is an overwhelming strength that often crushes what comes in contact with it. The crown held high signifies an overthrowing of a leader of some sort. In the spread, it indicates a force much stronger than the person receiving the reading. And Alina just looks down at that and smiles. It sounds like, well, it certainly sounds like you all get into a lot of trouble.
Yeah,
Cards wouldn't happen to say how we get out of it.
I believe that's up to you to figure out.
Can we start with another round of tea?
Yes. And she raises her hand and just says, Karina, love, bring us some more tea.
And it's kind of honestly like a dual purpose of like, let us pay you for more tea, and we're in trouble, please help.
And you are all brought a second pot of tea, and it is set down. And Alina does the thing where, she steeples her fingers down and says, well, it certainly sounds like you have a lot in store for you. Kind of reminds me of my own adventuring days.
I'm sure you have plenty of stories to tell of those.
So many, darling.
Any favorites to share?
Well, there was that time that I no, that's too much.
Have you ever gotten in trouble with the any of the locals?
Depends on what you consider local. Not necessarily from this planet before. I traveled around a lot.
Corporate lackeys.
Corporate. I generally try to avoid them. My scuffles have been more on the mystical side.
Is there a reason why you chose this planet to settle? Seems like a interesting place.
Not particularly. Kind of landed in one day and decided we would open up a tea shop. Sometimes when you spend all your days reading cards, it can be nice to just be spontaneous for once.
Is there a lot of mystic work that you still do on this planet, or is it just tea here mostly?
Tea, readings.
Do you see other mystic people come through, or maybe like witch warpers or
Androids?
folk?
I mean, I see a lot of androids. They're pretty common. Witch workers, sure, yeah.
We locked that door.
Karina's just like, oh, there are people outside. They can't get in. Oh, they've gone away. We're fine. And Alina just goes, none that I'm aware of. I generally try to avoid the mercenary life and people who do that simply because that part of my life is over. I died. I got better.
That's common in
Yeah.
mercenary work, we find.
Mhm.
I didn't know that until a few weeks ago.
She pulls her sort of part of her dress down just slightly to show you this massive scar across her chest. Yep, on the wrong side of a blade.
Not a
I
fun time.
understand. Brian sort of gestures towards a bump in one of their lobes. It's actually the place where they got shot just earlier, but it sort of just filled itself in. Kind of like, I don't know, wet Play-Doh would do.
Amazing.
If, and this of course is just a theoretical question, just for fun, just to exercise our thoughts and our logic.
Mhm.
If you were a mercenary in this place at this time, and you wanted to get to, and I'm going to name whatever kind of neighborhood our ship is in,
Mhm.
what would the best way be about getting there? The fastest way that you know of, since you're very familiar with this area. If
Would
you were
this-
going to do it, of course.
Yeah, if you were going to do it, and maybe if one didn't want to be seen on the streets, there are the sewers.
That's actually a really good idea.
That's an excellent idea. Hypothetically, where would the nearest entrance to the sewers be from here?
Oh, behind my shop.
Have you been down in the sewers?
Not recently.
Do you know if there's anything down there aside from sewage?
I would hope not.
Well, you know how some planets are.
Yes, I've heard the
People
story
flushing
about
animals down their
Yeah,
carpet toilets.
those poor crocodiles.
The what?
I just assume that these urban legends are on every planet. There's going to be some version of it everywhere.
Well, I don't suppose you'd be willing to let us check out the sewers, just for hypothetical
Hypothetically.
situations, for the book that we're writing.
Hypothetically, yes.
About
you could.
tourism.
Yes.
Yes.
You could go and check out the sewers. I'm not gonna stop you. Yeah.
If we were to go and check out the sewers and someone were to come and ask you about where we were,
I mean,
you
we
probably wouldn't
exist.
say the sewers, correct?
Oh my dear, I'm not a narc.
Of course not.
I understand how important secrets are.
Sorry, sewerism.
So, is this the point where, for brevity's sake, we stop pretending that we're not on the run and trying to get away from the sewers?
Yeah, we're gonna go in your sewers now. Thank you.
Well, good luck. Have fun.
We leave them big extra money.
A generous.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very
So much
generous.
Remember to disinfect yourself very well after that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Brian's updated cleansing system is quite thorough.
It's like 15 powerful bidets, but all pointed at one little section in almost like a shower. So it's very forceful.
It's very disinfectant-y.
Yes. And exfoliating.
Might
Which is
just
nice for the
have
loads.
Odessa look at that real quick before we get in there. But yeah, let's go in the sewers.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I kind of like nudge Layla, like, you want to fix the sign?
Oh, yes,
Unlock the
I
door.
can. And I will also mumble mentally. The last time we went in the sewers, it took me days to get that smell out of my wings. But I will flip
Oh,
the
I
sign
remember
back over and
well.
unlock the door.
Yeah.
For me, it was like the under feathers, you know?
What was the name of the woman who did the reading, the tiefling?
Alina.
Lena?
Alina.
Alina. Alina, could
Yes.
I bother you for some of those sticks of incense?
Yes, she'll just give them to you. She seems
Thank
to have
you.
plenty of them. I think you're going to
Just-
need them more than me once you're done.
I mean,
Just
I
tuck them away in
myself
your
would be
folds.
fine, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's where I keep all my stuff. It's just
in your little brain wrinkles,
Yeah.
your brinkles, if you will.
The really important stuff is kind of tucked up in under where the midbrain is.
So you head out behind the shop, and sort of like this sort of little circular area. It looks like a couple of these other houses just sort of like have a shared backyard, which doesn't have any grass. It's just like all cobblestone. It's all like space cobblestone and stuff. And then there's a space manhole in the middle of it.
I will lift the space manhole.
I'm the only one that could probably even pick it up.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll lift the space manhole, and I can, if no one else has an ability to shed light, I can provide that and go in first.
Flare gun.
All right, cool. I will go ahead and do that then. Basically, it's like as I move action, I can shed light in a 30-foot radius for 1 minute. I can just keep doing that over and over as we go.
Yep.
So I'll lift. I will bring up the front and tank anything that tries to kill us. Any kind of giant, ROUSs, that kind of thing.
Yep. So yeah, you do it. It doesn't smell good. You are heading sort of, probably using GPS positioning to be like, okay, this is where we need to go. And I believe now is a pretty good time to take our break, as you all figure out what you're going to do next, get back to your ship, and all of that.
We're gonna suffer.
That's all we do.
Yep. No. We'll be back in 10-15 minutes. Everybody make sure, go refill your waters, use the bathroom, take your meds, all that fun
Feel
stuff.
like demon cat.
Welcome back. Hope everybody had a very nice break. It's time to figure out what's going to happen in these sewers. I'm going to start off by asking everybody to give me a fortitude save.
– 14.
5.
9, because I rolled a 4.
A 10. How am I the second highest? with a 10?
I rolled like garbage.
So you all just become sickened from just the sewer fumes and vapors, and you're
We're
all
out of
not
practice.
feeling great, but nothing else happens. You manage to find your way through the sewers back to the hangar, and you exit the sewers right in front of the hangar.
I've never been so happy to have an atrophied body, so I don't actually have to walk. I can just sort of float over the sewage.
Can I take a quick look around just to see if anyone has spotted us and is actively hostile?
Yeah, give me a perception check.
Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. 7.
Oh dear.
You don't see anybody.
I'm just like, I'm too busy to kind of like being like, oh, everything smells bad.
Yep. It's like, whoa. And then you're just like, ugh. You feel like you want to puke.
Yeah. I look around and I'm just like, nope, can't look at anything. Just
Everything cannot focus.
yeah, I'm just like, I just need to get into the cleansing room.
Yeah.
The disinfection room.
So unless anybody else wants to look around,
I mean, I will be looking around as well.
yeah, then
Yeah.
perception checks, everybody.
I really wish I could roll well right now.
24.
26.
25.
I hate all of you.
You're relatively sure that you don't see any people in strange black armor with red accents.
I think what had happened was since Mar went first and we were all behind them, they took all the like initial front spray of the vapors.
Mars
And
just
we
sitting
were,
there
like,
looking
in the-
vaguely green.
You know, like how trucks, like big semi trucks,
Yes.
will follow
Yes.
each other down the highway. It was kind of like that.
You were drafting
just-
behind Mar.
Mars just looks green. A little green.
Does it feel like too easy for anybody else that they just wouldn't surround our ship?
That's a good
It
question.
kind of feels like a
Can
trap.
I take a look at what's happening on like local news space Twitter?
Yeah. I'm not going to make you roll for that. You see an article that says terrorist group attacks Helios Cybertech.
Yeah, there we go.
Well, I haven't paid my 8 space credits to see this in more detail.
Have our security cameras picked anything up?
There are very blurry security camera photos of all of you.
Oh, I meant our security cameras on the ship, but that too.
Yeah. I don't know. That sounds like a computer's roll. See if your ship has picked up anything.
Hey,
Yeah.
Brian.
I'm gonna take a look at our.
I can engineer things, but I cannot computer things.
25?
That would be 25.
No, your ship hasn't picked up anything. No one's tried to mess with it that you can tell.
There's no like mines or other people's grenades around. Is
Oh,
there?
shit.
This feels like it's way too easy.
I almost forgot. I have that thing that's like I can tell if people are using telepathy within, I think, 60 feet. Is that a thing that people are using If you want, I can roll the sense motive check to.
Sure, give me that
Find
sense
out.
motive. And also, other big question: did you just let Ophir just wander around the ship?
I think we did.
Yeah, I think so.
Mhm.
We're not smart.
Well, are you, Brian? Are you going to take a look at like the cameras in the ship?
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Okay, cameras
That's
in and around
part
the
of
ship.
the.
Okay, you watch as Ophir walks up to the bridge, types something on one of the things. Seems to like look at something. Looks like they're trying to read something. Give me a quick sense motive for that.
Oh boy. Oh
Oh, that's
boy.
probably fine.
18. Oh wait, no, hang on. Sorry, give me a sec. No, 22.
22, and that's for the. Is it people doing telepathy?
Yeah. Oh no, sorry. The telepathy thing was a 24. The
24?
sense motive for looking at him was a 22.
22. Okay. And a 13. You don't notice anything. Just looking at something. He does that. Types in some stuff. And then just exits the ship. He's gone.
Can I pull up what he was doing?
Not from here.
Ah.
But more. You sort of notice in the palm of his hand has a card. Sort of was like cupping it like this to like keep it away from cameras. You just notice like the one time it moves slightly, you kind of see it. You see him scan it over something before he leaves.
Does it? Which direction did he go?
He left out and she's left out of the ship, and then just the like the cameras lose him once he leaves the hangar.
What's the timestamp on that?
It was probably about the time you were entering the building to talk with Matthias.
Guys, he took one of our access cards, I think.
Can I don't know what the word I'm looking for here is. Cancel it? Disengage it?
Deactivate?
Oh, you
Deactivate,
probably
thank you.
do something. Figure out what it is, or deactivate
Yeah.
it on the ship.
Activate
Okay,
the self-destruct in the card. Just a quiet pew as it explodes in his
It's like a
hand.
little tiny grenade.
Yeah. So you all head to the ship.
Yeah.
Okay. So you enter, and Brian, tell me another strange modification you've made to the ship.
I haven't made any strange modifications. I've made logical and
A carpet
fantastic.
prison?
Yeah, because people that sit on things like them to be cozy and comfortable. I was just thinking about your comfort.
Oh, we thought that was like psychological torture or something.
No, I would never do that. Unless it was, fun. I think one of the new additions is what would be fun? I have made an aquaponics station with all these different sorts of plants, but they're all carnivorous plants. The idea is I'm studying them, but I don't really know for what reason. Mostly because they're interesting. You can see little things like scattered around that I've been trying to feed them just to see if they'll eat it. Yeah, one of them is really mean. That one I call Fred. That's a name that I heard somewhere. Yeah, Fred's the mean one. So there's a little sign on Fred that says "Don't touch Fred." So totally normal thing to have on a spaceship. I did take out a whole bunch of the kitchen to put it in there, though.
You put Fred next to the egg basket?
Well, I mean, one of the other plants is in the egg basket, but yes.
In the egg basket?
I didn't think we needed eggs.
I disappear for like 5 years and you do this shit.
Brian mostly eats like the equivalent
Krill.
of space smoothies.
Okay.
Brain
So,
food,
Yeah, brain food.
Yeah.
So like it's mostly kale and carrots, that kind of stuff. stuff. Space kale, of course.
Soy-based nutrient paste.
Yeah. So, didn't really
Mm.
need the kitchen.
So yes, you all get on the ship, and I imagine first on the order of business is a deep cleansing.
Please. Yes.
It's
Marge just
very
like full on like bird
intense.
bathing in the showers.
Somebody should probably get us off planet while the rest of us
Yeah.
sanitize, and then they
Yeah.
can take a turn.
I think I'll go last. I want to get us away, and I also want to check out what who was the person? What was their name?
Ophir.
Ophir.
Ophir, thank you. What Ophir was doing.
And figure out whose key card that was.
Yeah. What the card was doing, if it's been used, if I can check that stuff out. I basically want to look into the card situation and get us out of here.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. The ship is very advanced, and kind of mostly, you give it a destination, and the only time you really have to do like fine flying is if you're in combat trying to avoid obstacles. If you say take us to orbit, the ship for the most part flies itself.
I think there's a weird shuddering as it starts to like take off that Brian is used to. But perhaps is a little bit strange for the other people.
It's new.
I'm not going to say what that is. Don't worry about it.
I think Marge kind of like comes rushing out with like a towel wrapped around her. Brian, the ship is shaking.
Yeah, it'll stop. It'll stop. Don't worry about it.
It feels a little broken.
Not broken.
And I'm naked, so I don't have time to fix anything right now.
It's fine. Nothing to fix.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
I
Brian
can't
is like at the cockpit, real stinky, still covered in sludge.
I can see like the cartoon waves coming off of him.
Yeah.
With little flies buzzing around it.
Yep. So yeah, I imagine like once you start getting to orbit, the ship's shaking stops. You're in orbit. You're just sort of like orbiting in space. Give me that computer's roll to see if you can figure out what's going on with this key card.
Oof.
Well, you do learn one thing. It's not an access card.
Oh.
Do I know what kind of card it is?
Wasn't an access card, and he didn't download anything.
Might have just been his space phone card.
Once I'm out of the shower, can I also do an engineering run around the ship and just see if anything's been tampered with, altered, anything that could mess with it, with anything that is there that shouldn't be there, or anything that isn't there that should be there?
All right, give me an engineering check.
Yay, I do like those. Although now that I've said that, they're not going to like me very much. That's not bad. That's 28.
28. Brian, did you do anything with Quiet's room?
Well, I assumed Quiet was dead.
Okay.
At the gym now.
And so Quiet's room has been turned into a sort of gym. However, being the type of person that I am, the gym is mostly the walls are trampolines now, and that's it.
More bouncing.
And what did you do with Quiet's things?
Oh, some of them I put into like vacuum storage, made it real small. Some things got jettisoned. If it didn't look important. Burned a couple of things. Some of them got taken apart and made into grenades. Some of them got blown up by grenades. So just various things.
Okay.
I don't like this line of questioning.
So, Mara.
But anything I thought was important or meaningful, I put into storage.
Assuming it hadn't been blown up already.
So Mar, as far as you can tell, it's hard to know what's been tampered with. and what Brian has changed.
Yeah. I probably Mar makes a mental note to ask Brian for a comprehensive list.
Yep. But it's not until you find a room that definitely looks like it's storage. And there's just sort of an aluminum box with a bunch of things that you recognize.
Of Quiets?
Yes.
I hit the intercom. Hey guys, who's been going through Quiet stuff?
I mean, I did a while ago.
Like, aluminum box, middle of the storage floor, as if, someone might trip over it.
Oh, that probably wasn't me then.
Okay, can I borrow everyone, in storage closet C?
On my way.
Yep.
Brian shows that's still stinky.
Is there anything missing or extra in this quiet box?
Let me pull up my inventory list.
So you're looking through. Quiet was kind of eclectic in the things they collected. In the box, you see they had a Skittermander plush that they bought that they very much liked. There are what looks to be several hand-drawn journals. There looks to be Quiet's focus, as in their spell focus.
Wouldn't have that been on them?
One would think.
Brian, how did you get the spell focus?
I didn't
Brian?
get anything. I just cleaned out the room.
Yeah, and Brian, last time you put everything in this box, the spell focus wasn't in there.
It's not even on my inventory list. I put everything in this box and I added it to the inventory list. This is box with the items A to N, so it should be in here F for focus.
Could it be S for spell focus?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That wouldn't make sense.
Still matter of fact. No.
Please, someone clip that.
Oh.
But whereas like everything else has been vacuum sealed and things like that, so you see the little deflated Skittermander plush along with like the journals and stuff. The spell focus not vacuum sealed.
Did Quiet ever have a place where they liked to kind of like be by themselves or hide or kind of like tuck themselves away? Do they have any favorite hiding places is the actual question that I'm asking you.
Give me a sense motive.
Okay. All right. Oh shit, that's a natural 20. 29.
29?
I know I know where Quiet hides under the wheel bearings.
Quiet didn't have really they hid. They liked there was like a corner of the mess that they always liked. It was near one of the windows, so they could just sort of sit there, look out at space as you were traveling, and they drew, they wrote, they napped there. It's kind of like you were like, oh, where's Quiet? Oh, they're in the mess. It's where their little room.
Okay. Hey, Brian, can you pull up a video feed of the mess? Maybe from the last couple hours?
Of course. Do I have to do a computers check for that?
Yeah, give me a computer's check.
Zoom in and enhance.
I need the two people hacking at the same time gif is is happening right now. That would be a 30.
30. You can instantly tell this footage has been changed. Not by a computer, by magic.
Why would somebody magically need to change our computer footage?
Marge takes off running toward the mess hall.
And if you want to try to decode this, give me a hacking roll.
Ooh.
Anyone else
Hacking.
following Mar, or are you going to stay with Brian?
I can help whoever is hacking.
I'll follow Mar, but I'm going to pick up the focus and the plushie and take them with me.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
doing
what I was
hacking. How do I roll that on the forge?
Hacking. Yeah. Give me either computer or engineering. I'll allow both.
And
Mine
for
are the
whatever
same,
you-
so it doesn't matter.
For whatever you're rolling, I'm going to cast Spiritual Consultation. So I'm going to draw on the emotions and the experiences that we all had here 5 years ago, and kind of at the height of our mercenary days to give you a +6 in whatever you roll.
So
43
All right.
37. Yeah.
Lippity.
Yeah.
Well, I'll come back to that in just a moment.
Finder games.
I love it. I love the high numbers so much. So Mar and Switch, you all come into the mess. You can't really see anything. If you want to like search further, give me perception checks.
All right. 21! I rolled well. For once.
Natural 20 for 28.
28. So you both know, this kind of like area is like it's like kind of cushioned and stuff. It's kind of like an area like where you would like kind of like almost a reading nook into the window, where you can just sort of like sit and look out, read, whatever. It's clear that somebody was sitting here at one point. There's sort of like that indentation.
The butt print.
Yep, the butt print. And Switch, you notice it first. There's like a tiny little just hollow drive sort of tucked between one of the cushions. It's honestly probably the size of your like smaller than your thumb.
Pull that out and go. Probably give that to one of the smart people.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
Why? Either Quiet was here and left, or someone is fucking with us and I don't like it.
I hate myself for this. Is the butt print still warm?
No.
Okay.
No. It's probably been you were busy for several hours.
Yeah. Yeah, let's bring it back to Brian and Layla. I wonder if Brian has any UV lights. See if there's, I don't know, weird messages written on the walls or some crap.
If I do, they'd be in the L drawer, L for lights, comma, various.
Well, Brian, you're able to find sort of where this footage loops, and with a lot of Control Z's, fix it. And you pull it up, and it's the mess. And suddenly you sort of see this area like reality is warping and twisting, and then it just flash. There's a person standing there. They're wearing long, dark clothing, and they're wearing a red mask. they like look up at the camera. Their head just sort of tilts. And they look away. Sort of watch as they turn back to this area that Quiet used to sit. This sort of like run a hand over. The way the angle is, you can't really make out if they're like doing anything. They do that, and you watch as they walk out of the mess. Do you follow where they're going?
Yeah. Crew, I control Zeded this guy, and he's walking around the ship. If you want to
Like
check
right
out
now?
the magical. Not right now.
Okay.
Right now, if it was right now, I'd set off the alarms. I've installed alarms, by the way. Instead, this is from earlier. But if you want to come and do your magic stuff, just
Yeah,
follow
we
the
also
scent
have
trail.
we have a thing for you.
Yeah, I found this in the mess.
Is he around the corner?
Yep.
Yep. You do that, and so Brian, you you sort of jump from camera to camera as this figure walks through. You suddenly realize that footage of Ophir leaving wasn't what they did. You watch as this person walks into the jail, and with
No.
a snap of their fingers, Ophir just pops out of reality.
No.
And then it's actually this person who walks up to the bridge, scans something, and then they just pop themselves right out of existence.
Is
I
this
feel bad.
is this the same person I saw on the video monitor?
Yes. The one that Matthias called deviation.
Well,
Did we see anybody near the storage closet?
See what?
Did this person go near the storage closet?
Oh, yes, they did. They dropped the spell focus in there. It was on their way to remove Ophir from reality.
Who would? Why the focus?
Why put it in there?
Unless they'd been watching you and they knew.
Well, they clearly weren't trying to hide it.
Your inventory list, is it in the ship's logs, or is it just on your personal?
Of course, it's in the logs. It's in the logs in triplicate.
Of course.
Did the person go to Quiet's room at all, or did they seem to like have a path that they knew? Did they look around our ship, or did they feel like they knew our ship?
It seemed like they knew exactly what they were doing. They didn't seem to like falter or like look around or anything.
How sure are we that Oleander's dead at this point?
I'm not sure that any of us are dead at this point. I'm not even sure if I'm alive. So,
Brian, can you tell about how tall this figure was and match it up with our medical logs?
Yeah, easy.
And see if it matches any of the heights of us?
Well, I imagine it's not me.
Or is it?
Yeah, can I roll computers and do that?
Yeah, go for it.
I'm actually really bad at estimating height. I was bragging.
Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah, it is like it could be any of the slightly normal height person. Quiet was just of average height. Oleander was on the taller side, but you know, it's still like could be anyone of average height.
Is there DNA on the focus that we can run through our system? Even any of us?
There, can we like dust the hollow chip for fingerprints?
Do androids have DNA?
Oh wait, no, it wouldn't matter because they're gloved, right? They were gloved.
Mm, yeah.
I don't think it would be DNA anyway, right? Probably be something else.
We
The
have
electronic signature.
We have DNA. We eat. We sleep. It's a little racist, just to say.
I actually have TNA. I've got 3 strands. I don't know how that works. It just does.
Well,
A triple helix? I don't know.
Crap.
Yeah.
Why the focus?
Whoever it was didn't need it to like bamf off the ship too, so it's not like they were using. Part
Well,
of
they
me
would
just
have.
feels like we're being taunted, like they're taking.
Yeah, they're playing mind games.
Oleander didn't find Quiet's body, and now they're leaving bits of him behind on our ship.
I mean, so far, it seems like everyone. Do you think it's quiet and they just blame us? They wouldn't be fucking wrong.
It is possible. It's possible we're being taunted. It's possible this is quiet. We have been operating on just the suspicion that quiet may also be alive.
Then why now? I've been
Well,
flying around in this ship for 5 years, and
Oleander.
Well, they
Because
This-
Oleander. Because of Oleander. Because of that will, because of that video.
and that was the person I saw watching us on the video monitor in the penthouse.
Does that mean Quiet is in charge of this whole company and like they didn't do weird shit like that before. They did magic and
I mean, magic is kind of weird shit, I'll be real, but
well, different kind of weird shit.
they warped
Right.
reality.
Mm.
I mean, look, almost dying does shit to a person. Do you think it's possible
No.
that they overexerted their powers and
Where's Matthias?
Matthias is just with you.
So you know who the figure is, right? That's the person that you're scared of on the cameras.
Don't he'll nod and just feel like I just know them as deviation. That's the only.
And you didn't know them before.
when did they show up?
Shortly after I woke in the facility. I've never met them in person, just
Right.
through monitors and
Right.
video.
When your thing box of craziness exploded, could that have was that alive?
Honestly, I am a little unsure in that aspect. It was a nano machine created from the corpse of some strange ancient machine.
So if it
So
was in contact with the corpse of
an android
an android
couldn't have corrupted them.
or used that corpse somehow to puppet it,
Sort of scratches their chin and just go. It's a possibility.
if we
Is there
throw
any way to
all
track
kind of
them?
stuff-
Anyway, you would have to get a sample of the nano machines and track it by that signature. Also, you do have the drive as well.
I mean, we should take a look at what's on this drive, right?
Yeah.
Maybe that'll point us towards something. Maybe it's a fun, snarky, taunting message from Not Quiet or whoever the hell they are.
Perhaps 5
Alice.
years of greeting cards.
Mm.
Put it on the
Mr.
big screen.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it up on the on the big screen,
Mm.
whatever is on there for
Yeah.
everyone to see.
Okay, give me a computer's roll. Because as you do it, it's just sort of looks like lines of code.
I rolled a 30. Do I get to
Yes.
matrix this?
Yes.
Nice.
It's
I
not
think like the code is even green on the screen as it like starts to turn into letters that people can read, and you can see the stink lines on Brian sort of that's also green, and everything just sort of looks green and spooky.
Almost peaceful.
Yeah.
Fighting the urge to like Windex Brian and wipe them down.
I
Well,
might need it.
so as you do this, it's not a message, but it's a set of coordinates.
Where?
You enter the coordinates, see where they take you.
Mm-hmm. Well, at least see where they are on the map.
We'll see what the charted course is and see where they are. Yeah.
Yeah. It is not on the planet of New Vesta, but it's in the same system. And as far as you can tell, it should just be empty space.
That's no moon.
Yes, there's nothing. That's why it's strange. There's nothing there.
No, there
No
isn't.
moon, no planet.
There is nothing there. There is long ago, before the invention of computers, I believe there were things called like physical maps, and they were like uncharted pieces of land in the middle of water. Maybe it's something like that. There's this thing that no one's ever actually looked at, or this new thing. Maybe it's Uncharted.
Maybe it's a
Perhaps.
piece of empty space they're luring us to shoot our ship down.
Maybe maybe the data's been scrubbed.
That is the question with them leaving behind Quiet's focus. Was that a move to earn our trust, or is that to draw us into a trap?
Either way,
I
it
mean,
doesn't change what we have to do if our
They were
friend
in-
is out there.
whoever was here was in Quiet's spot. That spot that they used to be in the mess with the window seat. That's where we found this drive.
They could have stayed and talked to us instead of sending us to a weird space.
Unless they couldn't stay, unless they didn't have time.
This seems dangerous.
Oh, it's absolutely dangerous, and we're probably going to die, but we were supposed to die last time too.
If our friend is out there,
We have to go and get them.
if they are recoverable, I can't do that again. I can't leave our friends and not
And if
come
this
back
is
for
our
them
fault,
again.
if they've been taken over by this stuff that only got out because of us,
Yeah.
we have to fix it. I say we go. Carefully, but we go.
You set course?
I would like to set a somewhat roundabout course, like not the
Hmm.
expected course, not the logical course.
Not the logical course.
Yeah.
So if you do that, even with like the drift and everything, it's still probably gonna. It is an Aslant space, so it is probably going to take you the travel time of estimately this 2 days.
Okay.
Because you are going hundreds of light years. This is very far.
In that case, I'm going to set the course, and then I'm going to get in the disinfecting room.
Good idea.
I'll keep an eye on it while you're disinfecting. I'm an engineer. I am not a hacker, but I am an engineer.
Don't change my stuff.
Feel like
I
that
wouldn't even know how.
coming from you, that's not an okay thing to ask. Then to all of our rooms. Just
As soon as Brian leaves the room, I switch the console font to a serif font.
It was Comic Sans.
Comic Sans is the best one. It's
I
the most.
switch it to Times New Roman, 12-point
Ugh.
font, double spaced, like a high school essay.
beautiful.
But
No,
Comic
you
Sans
all
22 point was perfect. It even flashed in different colors. Why would you do this? Brian doesn't know. Brian doesn't say any
Every
of that.
letter
'cause-
was a different color.
Yeah. I'm just imagining like a 90s GeoCities website, and
Oh
that's
my
how
God.
Brian operates.
Brian just smells a disruption in the force and just like, what'd you do with my console?
Like towel wrapped around the
Brain.
bottom of their lobes, storming out.
There are no medical emergencies, so I will sit with
Mhm.
Mar in the up in the on the bridge.
Oh, then I'm definitely asking you for advice on like spacing, on font.
I'm gonna sit with Matthias through this and kind of like one of those weird like police witness interviews, just kind of slowly like go through as many of his stories as possible and just try to see if I can piece together anything with what he's been trying to do or what he remembers.
Yeah, I mean, he remembers pretty much everything. You know, there's no gaps in his memory or anything. It's just all he remembers is there were explosions, and he remembers sort of fading out during that whole thing, like probably after that first explosion that you all got caught in. And then he woke up. He was told it was about 2 weeks later on Triaxis in the cybertech facility. They had fixed him up. You know, he's still got like a lot of burns on his body, and he has the sort of the nanotechnology arm replacing one of his missing arms that he designed himself.
And then like his timeline from there of like how fast Helios became a thing, the penthouse became a thing, what they were kind of like
Literally within a year. Someone was bankrolling this. Someone with a lot of money bankrolled it, and essentially just went, all of these pet projects you've always wanted to do, here's the money for them.
so weird.
And he's not the he's not the only one. They recruited a lot of scientists.
As far as he knows, like was it the Divergent? The red mask guy?
Deviation.
Deviation. He's the one in charge? Or just the one that everyone's scared of?
It's the one that everyone's scared of, because Helios has like actual CEOs, CFOs, and stuff. Someone is bankrolling them, and then somebody is pulling strings behind everything.
Interesting.
So it's about halfway through the first day of travel. Let's see, and Mar, you get a ping. You get a message.
From my good friend Brian.
Your good friend, the mortician, back on Absalom Station.
Huh?
We got the other bodies we were sending.
Just as like, just it's just like, oh, your friend came to pick up the body today. They wanted me to pass along a message about the funeral.
Yes.
Oh, they just said it'll be in the next few days. Apparently on whatever Leander's home world was, some strange place.
Do we oh, crap? Which planet is that?
Which planet was?
Oleander from?
And they're like Vesta something.
Brian. The rest of y'all just get an intercom ping from Mar up on the bridge. We're not done looking at crap yet. Come back.
Brian shows up, covered in glitter, strangely, but what's going on?
I kind of like wordlessly hold out the message.
Mm-hmm.
Did anyone know this about her?
I mean, it's probably in the file I kept on her. I keep a file on all of you, of course.
In triplicate?
Well, yeah.
Wait, what friend came to pick her up?
Wait, what friend came to pick her up?
You just get a. They didn't give me a name. They're an android.
Did they look like insert description of quiet here?
And you get a message being like, kinda.
Do you have
To be
security
fair,
footage?
a lot of you human-shaped people look alike.
Got security footage that you can send our way? We're missing one of our crew, and we'd like to know if they're alive.
Yeah, you get about an hour later, you get like a 30-second video clip.
Spill the tea.
And you play it, and you can understand why they said kinda. This person, they kind of resemble Quiet. Their hair is now cut super short, a little erratic. You do notice that they've got sort of like a cape over like them, and it maybe appears like they're missing an arm.
Whoops.
And they've got like something covering part, like sort of like almost like if somebody would have like damage to their face, they might like wear a mask to like cover part of it. And they have that as well. Kind of resembles. It could also be somebody using anything to disguise themselves. And you watch as they take the body away. You also know that Oleander's home planet was the Demai home planet of Demelko.
Guys, did our dead friend just take our dead captain?
Why did the mortuary allow this?
What's your process of allowing people to walk out with the body?
I assume you ask for identification.
I assume you ask for identification. I just hold it up so you can like text to speech or speech to text.
They just go, it's a closely guarded secret.
That means they don't have one.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose we know where to
Or
go
they
if we need
allow
to
us
paid
leave.
me a
in.
lot of money.
Do we know when this person picked up the body?
Do we know when this person picked up the body?
It was probably about half a day ago or so.
Okay. Would
Great.
that have been at the same time that we were breaking in? Trying to figure out if we have imaginary quiets in two places.
No, it would not have been at the same time.
Okay.
This is a bit. You've been traveling for about half a day at this point,
So it
so
would have been
they probably broke in here and then went to get the body.
Oh god. Oh god, they're duplicating.
Rude. Mm.
Mara's just quietly wondering if they should report them to the Mortician's board.
So the
We
planet,
use people like that all the time.
the planet
This
the mortician gave us was
It's
not.
not her home planet.
Do we know anything about the
means-
planet that was given to us?
He told you
Was
it was Vesta something.
Wasn't it the
Which I-
planet we were just on?
No, you were on
New-
Triaxis.
I think that was the planet where everything went wrong, right?
New Vesta was where everything went wrong. How close is New Vesta to the random coordinates we've been given?
Very, very close.
Yeah, it's close.
Essentially,
Yeah.
the random coordinates exist in like space where nothing should be outside of New Vesta.
All roads lead to Space Rome. I guess we gotta go to Space Rome. Oh god, space pizza, space Italy, and space pasta. Anyway. I'm hungry, can you tell?
Yes.
I wonder if this might be a beneficial time for some of us to check out Nivesta and some of us to check out these random coordinates. They might not expect us to split.
I think it's all close enough that by the time we can reasonably split off, they will see us splitting off.
I think it's better if we stay together anyways. I cannot heal you if you are split away from me.
Can confirm, getting out of that rubble pile was not fun.
The one under all the towers? Sorry.
Yeah, you know how that big flash before the second explosion, that was right next to the wall, and like half the wall came down on me. It was not fun.
I really am not thrilled to be returning to this planet.
I also don't love the idea that we're just following whatever breadcrumbs this person gives us. Don't feel in control of the situation at all.
If we're going to go back, I think the second explosion was my fault. And by I think, I mean I know. And by my fault, I mean I went boom, and then everything else went boom.
Would have
Most of
gone
us
boom
have,
anyway.
That's why you have not heard from me in 5 years.
most of us have inadvertently blown up one thing or another on a mission.
I guess I didn't kill any of our people technically, but I thought I killed 2 of us.
But we left you behind.
Expected. Mission comes first.
No.
Well, I mean, by that logic, the same goes for you going boom. You can't use guilt only on yourself. There is plenty to go around.
The grenades worked great though.
They were some of my best work. They were too good. They likely would have blown the whole place up.
Well done though.
Thank you.
But yeah, I don't think we should split up again.
Is
Safety in
there a way
numbers.
we can take some control of this situation for ourselves?
What if we send the escape pod down to the planet with no one in it?
To see what happens?
Just to
To
see what
make it
happens, to
seem
see
like
if
we
they
split.
react. Yes.
I could probably make it look like our ship is about to explode. Give it a reason. If they use sensors on it, they'll think, oh, that ship's about to explode. Escape pod.
Switch. If you could give me a culture roll.
Uh, 18.
18. You do know that New Vesta is still under Aslan control.
Okay. And remind me what Aslan control? That's the people
The
you're trying to
Aslan
get him
Empire.
away from, right?
Those are the people you tried to get
The
Matthias
big
away
bad guys,
from.
yeah.
Yeah, they're essentially the best way to put them is if this is Star Wars, the Aslans is the Empire.
Yeah, they're
They're big
space
meanies.
fascists.
Yeah. So I think the idea of maybe looking like we were sneaking on the planet might work, but I don't think we maybe want to actually sneak on the planet unless we know maybe exactly where we're going.
Yeah. And if we send the escape pod down, we'll see what their reaction is to us trying to sneak on the planet.
Although by that time we're already going to be in the space that
Right.
they want us to be, so.
And we'll see where their priorities are. Because if we're gonna go, if they're planning to shoot us down, they're going to shoot us down. But if we make it seem like we are trying to sneak on, like, onto the planet, we'll see if they turn their attention to the escape pod, what they're more worried about us finding.
It seems very personal, whoever is doing this. I will say that. Like,
yeah,
if they just
They
wanted to
came
shoot
onto our
us
ship
down
and put an item of quiets into their storage room.
they
you
took
said they seemed like they knew their way around.
If they wanted to destroy us, they could have just put a bomb on the ship.
Exactly.
Unless they're playing the long game. The cat and mouse shit, whatever a cat is or a mouse is.
Space cat, space mouse.
Space cat, space mouse. Spat spouse. Wait, no.
That seems like they don't actually want us dead, so that's
It might just
something.
be that they want us to suffer.
Yeah, that.
Or maybe they're asking for our help. And this is
That
the
was
only way
my
they
thought
can do
as
it.
well. It's possible that whoever this is, whether it's Quiet or somebody else, is not with the Aslans, that we are merely going to their space because that is where we left off 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Think?
If we were to analyze that spell focus, would we be able to tell when the last time it was used as a spell focus?
If you wanted to give me a mysticism roll.
I would
Energy
not.
signature.
I
I
can do
also
that.
cannot.
Yes.
I can do that.
Also, if you look under actors now, you'll see I've given you the stats for your ship. I just need to rename it. What was the ship was the Pillar of Creation, right?
I think it was the Pillars of Destruction.
Pillars of Destruction, yeah.
That's right. Because it was a play on Pillars of Creation.
Yes.
We're so
Hey,
clever.
I will
under your
forever
actors,
regret that.
You can see the ship. Let's see.
Don't think I have visibility of it yet.
Okay, let me make configure ownership. All players owner. Boom.
Yay!
And that mysticism check was a 30.
Jesus, thank you.
30. It has been used within the last month.
I don't actually know what that means, Layla. Does that mean that can only the person whose spell focus it is use it, or can other people use it, or what information does this actually give us?
So that's my question to the GM. Like, can I
Uh,
tell if this was quiet? Was there like did quiet have a specific mystic resonance or something to their spell work?
I'll say with the 30, you can definitely tell it was a witch warper who used it. You can kind of feel like the energies of somebody who's messing with reality on this.
It was a witch warper that used it, but I am uncertain whether it was quiet. It's possible it was, or it's possible it was someone else just recycling.
That's very coincidental, though. Especially given they took Oleander.
That is very
Is
true.
there, and I'm just kind of spitballing this, is there, I imagine if we're this like cool heist type team, we have some sort of frequency, not just our brain frequency that we speak to each other on, like this is our special secret channel that we talk on, that sort of thing. If we had something like that, would there have been, we wouldn't have been checking it, right? Because we would assume that
Right.
we're all off
Your
doing our own
space
thing.
Discord server?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to check space Discord and see if anybody has left any space messages.
I think it's called
emojis.
Mayhem. It's called Mayhem now.
Yeah. It's upgraded. Give me a computer check.
Quiet. Last active 5 minutes ago.
28.
So let's see. You do notice that, people are still. There is a message. It's not from Quiet. It is just from name unknown. And it just says Rose Laurel.
Like emojis or like words?
Words.
Is that
code?
I don't think it's code any of you set up.
Can I think back on what we know about Quiet Oleander? See if those words mean anything to them that we remember.
Give me a let's see. We'll do a sense motive.
That makes me happy. That doesn't. 15.
15. Sounds, something about it feels a little familiar, but you can't really pin on. And there's also, Brian, going back, it definitely feels like you if you go back to like where the edit or the see what activity has happened, Unknown also went and purged every single one of Quiet's messages from the chat.
Do I know when this happened?
Are there dragons?
4 days ago.
Brian, do you have backups of our Mayhem server?
I back up everything in triplicate. Whether or not I still have it, though, that's up to the GM.
That's up to God. That's between God and Mayhem.
It also might have just been that we haven't used this server in a really long time,
Yeah,
because I thought
I
everyone
haven't been
was dead.
backing it up. Yeah.
Yeah, would you have been backing it up? Like, would you?
I think I might have had an automated thing that would back it up
Mm.
like every X days or something like
Mhm.
that. But whether or not, I don't think I would have been actively checking it to make sure that it was still doing that.
I need to do a lot of modifications to the ship and such.
Give me an engineering roll to see if you didn't accidentally throw out any of your backups just while you're like cleaning. Yeah, no, you did not.
31.
Oh.
You dig through, and then there was a backup you did 6 months ago, and then you deleted all the one. Like, that was the last backup you did. You did backups later than 6 months, but you just deleted them. Save space on your space Google Drive.
I wanted to put all of my information that I was learning about carnivorous plants into there, and I needed a lot of space
A lot of space.
because I've been
Understandable.
monitoring them 24/7.
Yep. So yeah, you do that, and I mean, it's Quiet did post in this server after they were supposedly dead.
What did they post?
Help me.
Why did you leave me on this planet to die? Like, or maybe some memes.
Mhm.
Just getting a vibe on how
Mhm.
they would have been feeling.
Wasn't any. It wasn't memes. It wasn't. It's yet again. It's a series of numbers.
Coordinates?
Series of numbers. And if you want to give me a computer's roll to see what you can make of this series of numbers.
It's a very random series. I only got a 23.
26. You have figured out that this is a series of numbers. It's a web address. But when you enter the web address, it just pops up with a prompt for a password.
Rose Laurel.
Yeah, I would like to try Rose Laurel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that will give you access.
Watch, it's going to be Quiet's only Android's account. Which Quiet didn't even like my Only Brains account from, so
It's fine. I have an Only Wings account that you both sub to.
it's true. Another reason why I had to make a lot more room on my hard drive.
All right.
Oh, I'm flattered.
Okay. It's a video file. It's a video file that was posted in the last 4 hours.
Oh. So wait. So Quiet sent a message with the web address 6 months ago.
No, it was probably like maybe several days after, and it was just in the chaos. Nobody noticed it or just thought it was weird and automated because it was just a long string of numbers.
But this was posted
For a web address.
Not a few hours ago.
Yes.
Okay.
This
has been a long ass setup.
Well, this video itself, it looks like this website has been altered.
Okay.
And then 4 hours ago, this video was uploaded.
We gotta get into Web Archive. Anyway.
I want to put the video up so everyone can watch it.
Hit play. As Mars pulls out popcorn.
It appears to just be a sterile white room at first. And these figures in lab coats with faces digitally obscured wheel a cart in. Covering the cart is a sheet. You watch as several of them roll in strange machines as well. And you hear them talking in sort of distorted Aslant. Several of them. One of the things they roll in is a box. In this box, you see this swirling nano machine.
Does Matthias have a look of, oh shit?
Yeah. And they pull back the sheet, and it's Oleander's body.
No.
You watch as they connect this box to Oleander's body, and you watch as this nano machine sort of heads down these tubes and the body sort of just like kind of moves, and essentially you could see on the video is like the holes where the bullets went in like knit themselves back up, and the video cuts out as this figure you once knew as Oleander sort of sits up, breathing heavily. And that's also when it hits you. A rose laurel is another name for an oleander. And that's where the video ends.
Guys? What did they do with our captain?
Let's see what happens.
Could they have done this with other people?
Some people probably watch like
Matthias,
Yes?
have you heard of something like this before?
It's a possibility. You also did have a person who was dead on your ship before. Ophir was dead and then was not.
So was Matthias.
That's true.
Matthias, how would we know that you're not one of those things?
Matthias looks at all of you and is just like, you would have to scan me using machines.
Can I get a read on Matthias on, like, is he in oh shit mode? With a sense motive of 26?
Very much an oh shit mode, but more of a less of like oh shit they know. It's more of
It's like an oh shit, what am I secretly like?
Yeah, what am I like? He didn't really look too much into it, never really figured that part out. It was just he was told he was alive. He was told he was lucky to be alive, that they barely saved him.
I mean, can we read the signature from the little box that you have here and see if we can trace it in you?
I don't think you took his box with him. I think you left that. I think you left it because it was not exactly a thing you could transport easily.
Do you have any information or any data on you about, like, with anything from that signature?
He raises his nano machine arm.
Can I check the scans that I would have made using the disinfecting shower?
Yeah.
Because there would be scans to make sure that you got all the microbes.
You should add an antivirus to the shower.
That's a really good idea.
The shower, sponsored by Avast Antivirus.
Would that be computers?
Yeah, give me a computers check.
Oh, I forgot that I wasn't actually going to install that because I realized it was probably an invasion of privacy, so I only installed some scanners in the shower. That's a 17.
17. Yeah, it's just it was scanning a lot of things. No nanomachines, more of just like all of the crud that got washed off of you.
Right.
It's more of
right.
like, is there anything biologically dangerous you brought onto the ship?
I mean, do you want to see? Can you run just like an antivirus on this guy and just see if anything pops up?
I mean, we can try.
Yeah,
Never run an antivirus on a person before, but
like
if
Norton
you're a nano
antivirus.
robot,
Yeah.
I could do medical scans as well with the equipment that we have in the med bay.
Medical
That's
scan.
what we
That
have
would
an
probably
option.
start. Yeah.
let's. This actually sounds fun. I'm sure it's not fun for you, Matthias. I understand that it must be
It's
disconcerting.
quite worrying.
It's okay. You're in good hands. Not many people have died on this ship. And I will lead
they've all died
him
off the ship.
down
Yeah.
to the med bay.
Yeah. Give me a medicine check to see what you learned from that.
Yeah.
And while that's happening, I want to go on Discord and private message the quiet account and just see.
Okay. What do you send them?
Hey.
Just a hey.
Just
Hey,
a hey.
girl.
We'll see if you get a reply. And what was that medicine?
Hey, you.
And the GIF. The medicine check was a 27.
A 27? Yeah. This guy is pinging when you do that. This essentially there are now nanomachines in his blood. It doesn't like fully replace it, but it's like is the thing that revived him and what sort of like keeps him going. And like if you imagine if you were like to cut his arm, you would be able to watch in real time as the nanomachines knitted the skin back together.
Well, it seems that you were dead. You are. It's a question whether or not you are still dead, but the machines are keeping you functional at least.
It's certainly an existential question.
It actually makes you quite good at party tricks as well.
If only I went to parties. So you still have like an entire another day of travel.
Cool, cool, cool.
After a couple of hours, I'm going to send another message just saying quiet.
You haven't gotten anything, and like that thing doesn't even thing is said quiet is offline, and that thing doesn't even like pop to like do not disturb, idle, whatever. Doesn't even pop to that.
Can we take any of the little nano robots out of Matthias?
With a high
Not like all of them, just like a couple.
You could take like a blood sample.
Yeah,
If with a medicine check.
I would like
can
to
do
try
that.
that.
Or are you going to do that?
I'm going to stick Matthias with some pokey things for a 16.
It's just drawing blood. It's not incredibly hard. I'd say a 16 does pass.
I just want to study these little nano robots, and I also want to feed one of them to one of my plants. To Fred. Actually, I'm going to feed it to Fred.
Should we kill Fred first, or?
No. See what happens.
It is more. You'll have to feed more than one because like essentially they're like very tiny. And yeah, you can study that. You can sort of take your time over the day. These are, especially if you studied nanomachines, these are unlike anything you've ever seen. You watch as under the microscope, the nanomachine itself, like, undergoes like the cell division process. This is not a machine. This is alive.
Bad.
Layla, can you tell how much of that is like affecting his brain? Because he seems to have all of his pre-death memories and post-death memories.
The most efficient way to do that would be to cut open his skull.
I mean, the nanos will sew it back together.
That is true.
This is in the background, like sweats.
Just
Well, we
eyeing
can
the
start with the
exits.
scan. We can start with the scan and see where that gets us. I would like to scan his brain.
Yeah, again, one more medicine roll for good measure.
24.
24. Yeah, I mean it doesn't seem like they're rewriting. It sort of seems like they have like attuned themselves to this body. And so their whole job in the body is to you know, keep them healthy, keep them alive, through apparently many strange means. They're very, you would say Matthias has never been in better health.
It is quite interesting what these nanorobots are doing. I don't think they're affecting his thinking, but they are keeping him in quite good health. You could probably stab him and he would be okay.
Layla, could you maybe extract one and isolate it in something?
Yeah, I mean, you got the blood sample, which has some of the nano machines in it.
I would like to
Yeah.
try and isolate one of them, just one particle, and basically put it through a cleansing routine away from any organic material, and see what it does. With the same time frame that it was replicating in Fred.
Yeah. Would somebody like to give me a life science roll?
Oh fuck! I'm not life sciencey.
You can
I'm okay at life science. I think I can help with this
Yeah,
experiment.
you can always be like, "This is what I would like to do," and
Yeah.
then tell.
Because I am not trained in life science.
Yeah. 23.
23. If you do that, you remove it. These cleansing, processes, whatever, don't really seem to have any effect on it. It seems very resilient.
And is it still replicating itself?
Yes.
Even without organic material present.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And it's like how your blood works. It's not just constantly replicating.
Right. Yeah.
It is like, oh, we need to replace cells, replicate.
Brian, you ever make that EMP gun we were talking about?
Yeah, I made one out of my old flare gun.
Of course you did. Would you please use it on this clump of nanites?
We can try. I've never actually tested it. So.
Because I want to see if we can get them inert so we can look at them, maybe dissect them a little bit. On an
Please
atomic.
do it away from the scanners.
Do it away
Yeah,
from the
we'll go to
entire
the other
spaceship,
lab.
maybe?
Yeah.
I've turned Oleander's room into like a clean lab. So where there's no other technology or anything. I don't use it that much because there's no technology in there. It's just an empty room, basically.
Switch, don't come in.
Fair.
All right. This will be fun. I haven't tested this yet. Would this be engineering?
Give me an engineering roll, yeah.
Can I assist?
Sure, yeah.
Thanks. So for the assist, is it just roll? And if I roll high enough, like what's assist in Starfinder?
Believe it's 15.
Okay, cool. And it's okay, cool. 20.
So yeah, you'll get
I rolled a 21.
21 to 22 with that assist. So you do, and it does not seem to affect it at all. You're unsure if it's not a good EMP or if they were affected. It just didn't do anything to them.
I would like to see what happens when these things experience the vacuum of space for a little while.
I will
Luckily, in Oleander's room, I've also turned it into a little bit of a
Mhm.
airlock sort
Yeah.
of thing.
Well,
Just for fun.
I'll say nothing seems to happen. They sort of shut down when it gets really cold, and then once you're done with it and it warms back up, they reactivate. But are you leaving them around any genetic material, or is it just the nanomachines on their own?
Yeah, just the
Yeah,
machines.
they shut down, and then once it gets warm again, they reactivate.
Brian, what are the odds you can set up a space vacuum lab? See if we can get them under really good microscopes and dissect them a little bit with really tiny screwdrivers.
That's fun. What are the odds? I hear myself asking myself.
What are the odds? It would probably be something you would need more equipment for, so you would either need to take yourself off course or do it after.
I don't think we have time to go off course.
No.
In or out of game.
Like,
I think
you also do have somebody who is an expert in the nanomachines. You
Oh,
can
yeah.
always,
yeah!
you can always pose your questions to him.
Mar, I think we're going to have to talk to Matthias about how to destroy these things.
Honestly, I'm not
Because if
necessarily
we
interested in how to destroy them. I just want to know how they work.
if we come across somebody that we need to destroy that
Yes.
has these things in them, we're going to have a problem.
And I could be overstepping. I don't think I am. I don't think being reanimated with these things is what Oleander would have wanted.
No. If she had wanted that, she probably would have found a way to let us know.
Yeah.
Like on Space Discord.
Like, hey guys, if I die, reanimate me with strange
With demon
nanomachines.
nanites, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see what nuggets of wisdom Matthias has.
Yes. What questions do you have for Matthias?
How work? What do? How kill?
It's very hard to kill the nanomachines. I mean, the host can be killed if you put enough trauma onto them, and make it so that the body can no longer be reanimated. Especially if pokes his forehead, no brain, it cannot rebuild genetic material.
Well, Brian is all brain.
There's a reason why I have one mechanical arm.
Right. Do you know of any way to shut them down, if not kill them?
There were things I was working on, but whatever source these came from was very volatile. It was. We were still years away from really understanding what these things could do for medicine, science, anything. And we kind of just let the genie out of the bottle.
Got one day to figure out how to put the genie back in.
And I do think we'll have to do that next time. Yeah. We are coming to the end of our game tonight. And lots of delicious questions to ask next time.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this session actually asked more questions than answered.
Yeah.
This is true.
This was supposed to be the flashback one. It was supposed to answer our questions.
Nope.
Wow.
So yes, next week we will come back and maybe answer more questions, maybe pose questions, maybe figure out what's going on. But yes, we will say our goodbyes and we will raid. And yeah, I am Aubrey. I have been your GM tonight. You can find me everywhere on the internet at Mad Queen Cosplay. I can usually also be found herding the cats over on Goblets and Gays. We are playing. We're soon in the next few weeks gonna start back our Pathfinder campaign. It's gonna be a lot of fun. You can also catch me every Monday over on Wayward Arcadium, where I play our disaster sorceress Aurora, who is now a vampire. And then you can catch me as part of the Royal Court over on Queensport Gaming, where I've got fun things to do next year. And every other Saturday, you can catch me over on Ballad 7 Dice for Escaping Carcosa. And yeah, I'll throw it over to Amanda.
Hi, I'm Amanda, she, her. I've been Brian, the big brain, who is not that brainy, I suppose, but he tries. You can find me around on the internet. I am a T-Rex or a No Amanda Stop at Twitter. If Twitter is still going, we'll see. I'm just kind of around playing games and such. I'm going to be doing a game of Cyberpunk Red on December 6th at the High Shelf Collective. That's going to be in support of the Trevor Project, so I'm really excited about that. I had a Brindlewood Bay mystery come out just today on the Gauntlets Patreon. So if you like Brindlewood Bay, I'm really proud of this mystery. It's basically just a bunch of bird puns in a mystery wrapper. And yeah, I'm just around doing stuff, playing games. The end.
Yes. Anna.
Yeah, I'm Anna, aka Archival Dust Bunny, most places on the internet. I'm a queer and trans advocate, museum worker, and TTRPG streamer and podcaster. If any of that sounds interesting, you can find me on Twitter and most other social media places that we were all kind of waiting to see which one comes out on top as Archival Dust Bun, most places. As far as where to find me, Tuesday nights, you can find me over on Black Feather Guild with season 2 of Champions of the Fate. It's a brand new party with season 2, so very easy to kind of jump into the story and catch up as we delve further into Feywild conspiracies and events and dealing with all of the consequences of our actions from last season that the last party did not deal with, and now we're stuck dealing with them. Every other Saturday, you can find me over on Dexar 19's channel with Dragon Riders of Aome, our quest actual play, following some young Dragon Rider trainees and their dragons as we head down to the surface for the first time to investigate a mysterious falling star. The show is equal parts wholesome and action-packed, so it's a really great time. Dax made me cry last episode, so it is absolutely worth checking out. Of course, check out Thorny Dryad's channel for U-Force Inheritance, our Masks actual play. We probably won't have a session coming up this next month, but we do have our 4 episodes on demand over on the channel. It has become, we have reformed in the party, so it has become very intense this last episode and a half, as tensions amongst the team get very high and some betrayals happen. I play a protege who has far too much responsibility on her shoulders. You can find me at Ballad of the 7 Dice, the third Thursday of every month for The Timeless Journey, our Ryutama actual play. And then, of course, if sci-fi or podcast more you think, you can find me over on Response Team Omnicron, a Lancer actual play podcast following a PR team who unexpectedly ends up on the front lines of a brewing conflict. We have narrative first giant mech battles, sci-fi feels, roleplay focused characters. If any of that sounds interesting, you can find us anywhere you normally get your podcast and on Twitter at RT Omnicron. Then I have a number of other projects coming up very soon, including an Animon Story podcast, which will be casting in the next month or so. So keep an eye out for that casting information if you are interested.
Yeah. Then next, we have Jen.
Oh, heck, that's me. Hi, y'all. I am Jen. I have been your friendly local ASMR Solarian Mar. I don't have a whole lot going on outside of Girls Run These Worlds. So I'm just going to leave y'all with, I love you all.
Aww.
I'm a burb, and I love you all.
Yeah. And then we have Lydia.
Yeah, I am Lydia Loomis. I am a monster romance author. You can find my book, His Defined, which is a sci-fi alien romance, on Amazon and Kindle Unlimited. And you can find my paranormal, sort of modern urban paranormal stories on my Patreon, and all information about me on my website at lydiasnerdverse.com.
Hey, yeah, I have it on my Kindle and I still need to read it. One of these days, I'm just like, I sit down, I gotta read.
Yep.
Love monster fiction.
Yeah.
But yes, especially if you enjoy what you see over here at Girls from These Worlds, always looking for pitches. Check out the pinned tweet at their Twitter, or in chat if we have that there. Yeah, lots of really good stuff. I believe we have an entire month of holiday one shots coming up. So yeah, and we are going to be rating Neon Lights Roleplay. Let's go see what they're up to tonight. And yeah, ready to raid whenever we are. And I'm very excited to see what's gonna happen next week. So make sure you tune in, same time, same channel, for more Starfinder goodness. See everybody next time.